Alright, I'm heading down to the country store here to meet up with everyone. I gotta figure out who I'm gonna ride with. I lost my darn voice. Good morning. So, anyway, walking down there to jump in with something and do some more videos of some cars. But this has been super fun. I'm gonna have to go back, watch the videos, and then do some sort of wrap up or conclusions on each car, because I'm pretty much speechless when I'm driving them. So anyway, heading down there now. Right, next up is a familiar but new version, S4. So we're gonna do this one and see how it goes. I'm gonna figure out how to get in the back as usual, so I can take my time. The only problem with getting in the back is then I'm usually faster than the people in front of me, and it sucks. So the new S4, steel brakes. Alright, Saturday, I guess technically day 2, but day 3 for me with the trip. Everybody's gearing up to go do something. We'll probably do a similar route. Alright, so we got DSG. Is it still called DSG?
No.
What's it called now?
It's an 8-speed Tiptronic regular ZF unit. Find it in most economy cars, but it's tuned well.
So how do I go into manual?
Put it in drive.
It's in drive.
Tap it over right.
Okay. Dane is pretty much the nicest human in the history of humans.
I've never met her before, and I feel like I've known her for 10 years.
Yeah, I've been doing a really poor job of reviewing cars. It's like
just get immersed.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is a pretty like lineup here. We got an F80 M3, and then a C63 AMG, and then an S4. These are, I mean, the huge advantage to these cars is they are easy to drive, you know?
Yeah. Well, it gives you a little too much confidence.
This is already way better than the old car, no question.
What spec was your old B8?
DSG, titanium package, sport diff.
Yeah, with this car, it likes to be, if you give it smooth inputs and then slowly add throttle, it'll behave. If you go into a corner too hot and then fling it in like a rear drive car, we both know what happens.
I'm surprised though, I mean because I rode in the other one last night. I'm surprised that yeah. Again, I feel like my old car wouldn't do this well.
Yeah.
The B8.
Yeah. Well, this car is about, with options, 99 pounds lighter than that car, which is like launching a 5-year-old from the back seat. But
oh, and we have more refinement with the differential and the power distribution, I would think, right?
Right. Yeah, there's quite a bit more power. It's turbo now, so you don't get as instantaneous a throttle response as you would with the supercharged motor. But altogether, it feels a little sharper than the old car.
Yeah, it definitely feels sharper. The other car would understeer just doing this.
Yeah, and Tim's doesn't have the adjustable dampers.
Yeah.
And it also doesn't have the sport diff. So those are two things that really change the character of the car.
It's so odd to like get in and drive a bunch of different cars, because you know, trying to figure out what the brakes, you know, how much brake input do I need,
right.
You know, how much throttle, you know, you get smoother as the time goes on, you know,
right.
During the week. So I never get smooth because I'm driving a different car every 20 minutes, but right. It's been interesting, it's been fun. Although I think there's no question I would much prefer to just drive my own car, you know.
Well, the RS is just, it's in a different league.
Well, and even my GT3 was amazing.
Yeah. You've been here, what, 3 years? 2 years?
4. So I've been up here 2 to 3 times a year for the last 4 years. So, you know, so I've been up here about 15 times total. my pace right here. I like this. I like this speed.
Yeah. Yeah. Heading behind Kyle last night was that was an experience.
I tried to keep up with him in my GT350 last year. In my, and he was in a Range Rover. I would guess the Macan's more capable than the Range Rover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. No, next car I'm going to get in is the ZR1. That's the C6 ZR1. Yeah, a little different.
Oh, Roz's car?
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing sounds awesome. Reverberating through the trees. Actually, the Corvettes I've thought have sounded the best of all the cars on this trip. Other than I drove in behind a 997 Carrera S. That was pretty...
It stinks when you, it's so much easier to follow than it is to lead. Have you done any leading? It's
one road. I led on the Sharahala Skyway for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just much easier to follow tail lights than it is to be the tail lights.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a bunch of lighter, more tossable cars behind you that can catch up in an instant.
Yeah.
Because I leave most of them in the straights. This car isn't like fast by most people's standards, but it's certainly not slow. But it's held its own behind a ZL1. I mean, in the more technical stuff, it has, but the ZL1 would leave it for dead if the road opened up.
It's a lot different jumping in this and going as all-wheel drive than the ZR1 Camaro. I'm like, shoot, I don't want to come out of the turn too hot and thing come around on me.
Right. Well, the weird thing is, after you've driven these rear drive, the high-powered V8. Well, that's not an Audi.
GT3. There we go. That's a second GT3. I saw another one up there. I didn't know who he was though.
Sapphire blue with satin black wheels.
There was a carmine red one up in at the Dragon there when we drove this morning.
Yeah, but coming out of a rear-wheel drive sports car with a V8 or a supercharged V8, and then training yourself when the car starts to rotate, you get on throttle and let the sport diff correct. Whereas in a rear-drive car, you get out of one of these and then you have to remember to...
Yeah, I haven't been going fast enough to even get to that. He's not pulling on us too much.
No, he's got a lot more power than we do too. Is that an S?
No. I think the AMG and the S, aren't they? I don't think there's a horsepower difference, is there? I think it's more of a cosmetic.
There's a slight horsepower difference. I'm not sure what the stock car is, but I'm almost certain that I think the stock car is it 550? And then the S is 577? Something of that sort. I don't know if that's the same for the C-Class, but... a large difference between Tim's car and mine, the other S4.
Well, I didn't drive it, so
oh, that's
yeah,
right.
I was just passenger.
And I know Tim's only got 1,000 miles in his. I don't have much more,
yeah.
But he was.
But I could tell even just sitting passenger, it's a much different car.
Yeah.
It feels a lot lighter, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like a lot lighter.
Part of that is the weight distribution is better than the last car, and it is actually lighter. Not by much, but...
Yeah, but it feels hundreds of pounds lighter. But, the fit and finish of these, I love the new digital gauge.
Yeah.
The fit and finish is amazing.
So we're turning left down towards Sharahala?
Yeah, make the left towards Sharahala Skyway. It was really cool watching, your videos, Adam Elzey's videos on the Dragon, and then actually coming and driving it.
When we were chasing that girl who was owning us on a Jetta.
Jetta, yeah. Well, it's a rental. Those are the fastest cars on the Dragon, so.
Yeah. Yeah, the GT3 is amazing out here. I can't imagine what the RS is going to be like. I'm really disappointed in myself. I should have brought it.
Well, the wider front tires would make a big difference in their own.
Yeah, I got to raise the front end up again.
Yeah.
It's I saw it driving, and when Michelle was driving it down to that one Cars and Coffee thing, and I'm like, it's too low. It doesn't look. It looks great sitting still, but driving doesn't look as good. And I'm rubbing a little bit, so I'm like, I would rub on some of these little dips. See, that's the thing. Maybe it's familiarity, but I feel like even versus like the 488, the awareness of where the gearing is and where you are in the rev range and the GT3 is just so much more intuitive.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if that's just me with familiarity or if it's true, but the double clutch Ferrari is still, the PDKS is much better still.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice at all, how like the paddles are on the stock or on the steering wheel.
Yeah,
where the Ferraris are fixed onto the stock, to the. But they're so big that it didn't even matter. Like you didn't even notice.
Right.
It felt like they're attached because they go from here down to there.
Yeah, they're properly done paddles, not like these dinky little plastic afterthoughts. I've actually got a set of V10 Plus paddles that I want to put on there, but.
It's funny. I don't know why this is like not a pet peeve, but it's just an interesting observation for me. A lot of times, people they always tend to do this pronounced click instead of I just hold my finger there and just boom, boom.
It's quicker that way.
But it's almost like you see them like that, then I click. Like you see it on YouTube videos where I was watching. There's like this, okay, click. Yeah, I don't know. It just is a weird observation that I always have.
I'm sure some of us get intense when we get out on the drag, and you think you need to. Your senses are heightened, so.
Dare I say I'd rather have this over an F80.
I'm not sure about that.
I think, especially if you live up north, there's no question.
Yeah, it's definitely more practical. I don't know if on a track, I think the F80 lives both lives a little bit better than this does. This is more of a GT car that can, rather than a sports car that also does the daily drive commute well. But
I'm gonna be really interested to see. I'm gonna definitely get in that C63, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Because I have significant seat time in an F80. Yeah, I mean the motor in the F80, minus the sound, is nasty. The thing is super capable.
Right.
That thing pulls like a freight train.
Well, it feels faster with a manual. I don't know why. The DCT it's quick, but I think your sense of power is enhanced with a clutch pedal and a gear lever.
All right, so we're at our typical stop right at the beginning of the Chair Hollow, and then there's another gas station at the end of it. I'm gonna ride shotgun in the S4 and be miserable for a full 50 minutes or so. So this is one of the drawbacks to the mountains, is that at times you get somebody stubborn on the front. We've been driving 30 miles at 35 miles an hour for the last 30 minutes. And there's no passing on double yellow. You just don't do it, no matter what. But I'm enjoying this as a passenger. It's much more comfortable for me. And having Jared not kill me, it's much more comfortable.
Don't speak too soon.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be getting out here and then getting in the Ferrari in about 10 minutes. Jim and me are more at appropriate speeds for old men.
Yeah.
Transitioning car to car, so now Ian's chauffeuring me in the Boss 302. I've never been in one of these before either. This is going to be my ride home all the way to Orlando. Back out on the Dragon again. We came in from the other way this time. force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, foot to the floor.